Hey guys, this is Walker, and within the next month, I will have the pleasure and the honor to interview some of our most well-known players from the community. For the first session, I sat down with none other than Colt from GIGX, and it turns out that guy is one of the earliest players that we ever had in the game and is still around. Check it out.
So, let's start. Welcome, Colt, the first ever Entropy player interview, and you're the special guest today.
I appreciate
How are you doing?
it.
How does
Thank you. Yeah, it feels pretty good. I mean, I've been playing for a long time, so I'm glad it gets recognized. It feels pretty good.
Yeah, and you told me already that initially you just picked the name of your dog as your player name, right? So Colt is actually your dog.
Yeah, I didn't know what to call myself for a gamer tag, and there he was sitting there, so it seemed like an easy one. So, yeah, I just chose him as my name, and I've been known as Colt to everybody ever since. But, yeah, I'll have to send you a picture of him.
Yeah. I think he's also your profile on the Discord. I think everyone who's ever been on the Discord for more than an hour has probably seen your dog, so...
Yes, for sure. Yeah, it was originally a picture of him, and then I decided to turn him into an AI war dog. So he's a little more fitting for Entropy. He had too much of a nice face to be in a war game, I think. So we had to make him more of a war dog.
He was too cute for Entropy, huh?
Exactly. Yeah. You can't go off the battle with a cute picture.
I see. And well, let's start at the beginning. So, you told me you joined the game when it was still the Return campaign, right? That was before I joined the project, and I honestly don't know too much about it. So, enlighten me. What was the Returners campaign like?
It's very similar to what Entropy is now. A few things were a bit different, but for the most part, it was very similar to Entropy. So it was a great gateway into Entropy. So very, very similar. Still mechs, tanks, and planes going around fighting each other. So very similar game. Just they made a lot of improvements and changed to Entropy. So yeah, I started a long time ago, but still similar game. So that's why it was a nice, easy change for me to move into Entropy and keep going with it.
And so, because that was so early, can I ask what was the key factor that kept you going? Because sometimes you start a game and you do get bored after a while. It just happens. So there must be something about this game that you really like, huh?
I think it's how different it is when it comes to leveling, and just the amount of things you can actually do each day. A lot of the other games I tried, you'd have to spend 3-4 days, up to a week even, gathering resources, and then you upgrade the building, but that building takes another 48 hours just to upgrade, and it just seemed like I'd play for 10 minutes and then I'd have nothing to do for a week. I'd have to be waiting for everything, right? So between leveling, doing the behemoths with everybody, the arena fight, you've got your bounty hunters you can do each day, and then you add the wars between alliances in, and I found like I always had something to do. Whenever I hopped online, I could even just kill a couple of the small swarms to gain a bit of hero XP. And then as I played longer and longer, I got to know everybody. So some of the times I hop online, I'm actually just chatting amongst our alliance and all my new buddies that I've made in Entropy. So it's turned into like a hangout almost. If you don't have much to do leveling wise or war wise, it's still something you can go hang out and do a couple behemoths with everybody. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun that way. I just find there's a much better leveling system, and I find I get to use my brain a lot too, trying to find different combinations with the heroes just to move up in the arena. So lots of good aspects in Entropy compared to a lot of the other games I've played. I usually last maybe a week or two on these other games, and then the leveling just takes way too long and I'm out. So the rollovers on seasons just to keep us interested and everything like that too. it's definitely turned to my favorite quite quickly.
And I know that it can take all hours of the day except your sleep to fight. So are you that type of player? Like you have your job, you sleep, and then you fight the rest of the day, and that goes on for weeks? Or do you try to settle it quickly and then get back to normal life, you know?
Yeah, it all depends on who you're fighting with. So the last couple seasons, we've had some really strong opponents. So luckily, over the couple seasons we've all been playing together, I have some amazing support players within my alliance. So if I'm busy with work, I have some absolutely amazing officers that kind of take over for me, and they'll put up tags and do what's needed until I'm around again after work. And then we just try and make sure that we have different officers all kind of on the same page, and that way it's not just falling on me to keep watch 24 hours a day. Between our different officers, we kind of have a good watch on things for most part of the day. Everyone has stuff they have to do here and there, so it's definitely been a lot of credit going to my officers, because without them I definitely couldn't have done what we've done over the last few seasons. So officers are a big need in this game for sure, because to have one person just try and do everything is too much. You definitely need those talented officers, so I've been very lucky that way.
I just wanted to offer you a window of like a minute to say something special to your alliance members, but you just did, so I think we're gonna skip that.
I'm super lucky, honestly. Even my officers, they're amazing. I wish I could have more, because I know I have 8, but I probably have 30 or 40 players in my alliance that are more than capable of doing it. So I'm spoiled. That's the only way to put it, is I'm spoiled over here, that's for sure.
Yeah. I don't know if you read the patch notes, because they were just released like 45 minutes ago. But there will also be some special roles now, like a diplomat officer, for example, or I don't know, a few different ones.
I got part of it about all the new roles coming out for the alliances, so that we can give out different positions like diplomat and stuff like that. So yeah, I know players do really appreciate their rank within the alliance. So as a leader, it'll be amazing to have things like that, because we really do have people like that. We have guys that specialize in war. We have people that handle all the alliance relations. They're very good with Discord and stuff like that, so they're able to set things up and chat amongst all the different alliances. So it's definitely not all me. I have everybody who has a job, and they do it very well. So to be able to actually recognize those people and put a role to it will be amazing. So I'm glad they've listened there too. That'll be a nice addition.
Recently there was the battle for the center on the server you're playing on 2001. Pretend for a minute I have never played this game. How would you explain the monitor center fight to me? Or let's say the fighting in general, maybe.
Well, this season, the battle for the center actually started weeks ago, because with the merger of 2 big servers this season, our goal starting out was to take out the 2 alliances that pushed us out of the center after we won it last season. So that was our intention starting out, but the new server that merged with us, their intention was to make sure that their server won. So it ended up being a whole bunch of alliances from that server banding together to fight the 2 guys I was actually after. But when we saw the strength of the new server coming in, all the alliances from our server actually banded together, and we all worked as one to try and win it for our server this season. So it was a lot of fighting. There was definitely weeks where a lot of alliance leaders weren't getting a lot of sleep and stuff like that, because it became that competitive this season. I know there was a few nights I stayed up later than I should have, just trying to keep some forces at bay. But yeah, it was definitely about a month just fighting server versus server. So it would have been 5-6 alliances fighting our 4 big alliances. So when they started getting hit very hard at the beginning of the season, they knew I was trying to gun for them as well. So they messaged me and said, "Look, as long as you help us fight, then we'll just let you take the center this season, but you got to help us push everybody out of center." So it took us a couple of weeks, all of us working together, because at some point they were able to rally up to 800 troops to come down upon us. So dealing with that sort of fight is not easy for one alliance. So by all of us working together, we were able to win it for our server. So it was definitely not just a battle for the center. It was a battle to control the map for our server. So a bit of a different season, but yeah, thankful that I had some friends this time, because it's getting busy out there. There's a lot of big, powerful alliances. So unless you have friends, it's not going to be easy. I don't think just one alliance can win anymore. You definitely have to be working together.
And how do you handle the communication across alliances? You guys have a Discord together or something, or what's the process?
Yeah, that's exactly what we had to do. We've got all of the leaders and a few designated R4s in a Discord together. So if someone starts getting attacked, they send out a message in there, and all the other leaders band together and send help. So the leaders of REAP and KOK, the other big alliances with me, they spoke with Raz, another good leader of XXX, and we all kind of worked it out, because we're all on different timelines. So me being in Canada, you guys in UK, Germany, and then over in Australia and Asia, we were able to kind of patrol the map 24 hours a day and give these leaders a bit of relief. So it all worked out well. It actually made the season more enjoyable, because only having being at war with them every season, it's nice to be on the same page with these guys, and it's just meant more friends for Giga and GIGX. So it's been nice to joke around with everybody and not be fighting with them. So yeah, it was a really good season.
Cool. I feel like also once you fought them before and you know what type of fighters they are, it actually makes it better to then stand alongside them and have your own fight together, no?
For sure. Especially with KOK and REAP, those guys, I fought them for weeks at the end of last season. So you don't like them, but you definitely have a respect for them, because they know what they're doing. They're good, strong fighters. They're well organized. So they're definitely no joke. They're here to stay, and they're good guys. So we've always had that mutual respect for each other, because we're big, strong alliances within the game. So we always had that respect for each other, and I think that's why it was so easy to work together. Is we're all similar guys. We like to just have a good time and go and shoot some troops, you know. So the more we can do that, the better, right? So yeah, it was a lot of fun working with these guys. They really are good guys.
Did you have like one key strategy? Like, I don't know, was it sheer strength or circling the other alliances or just the time zones? Or did you have one key factor that played the role in that, like that made the win in the end?
I think a combination of them. Us being so spread across the board, they were primarily based within Asia. So we were able to catch them on downtime. Whereas when they tried to hit us, we had our Australian guys as well helping out, and we were able to kind of combat it that way. So we could make our pushes while they slept, and then we just have to try and stay on defense and not let them push into us on our bit of a downtime. But yeah, just being stubborn is what paid off for us. We just kept at it, and eventually we were able to break them by using different tactics. We even had a few raiding parties, is what we called it, especially with the alliance members limit being so low at the start of the season. We usually do have to create a couple of Giga alliances to start, just to house everybody. So they already had some power, some research done, and they also had some resources. So we were able to jump in behind enemy lines, start an HQ in a level 1 area, and hit them at the back, while the other alliances hit them from the front. So I don't know if I'm giving away all my tactics here, but that was another one that seemed to play a key role in us winning. So we'll have to be smart about it next season and make sure I build all those level 1 territories in my back door so that nobody uses my tactics on us. But that was something we came up with amongst the few alliances that we worked together with, because that's how KOK got me in one season as well. They made a raiding party and got my level 1 HQ and made a world of trouble for me. So it's nice to have those guys working with us again. And yeah, we're pretty clever when we want to be, when we put all our heads together. So we'll have to watch out in future battles.
Yeah, sneaky, man. Sneaky, I gotta say. But also clever.
Yeah, there's some smart guys in this game. They know what they're doing. They're seasoned gamers. So yeah, they're clever. They know what they're doing. So yeah, I didn't see it coming. They got me with it, so it was fun to use it against someone else this time.
Yeah, the satisfaction must be immense.
Definitely, yeah.
Cool. I also, as you're saying this, I also noticed there's a lot of players who really nerd into also like the hero skills and everything, no? And they write down a calculation, like when you have this and that vehicle and this hero and the effect, and then you have a damage effect of 1,200%. So is it a key factor for you and in the war that you had, in the Alliance War, or was it more about actual strategy than doing all the math about it?
It definitely helps a lot. On our Discord page, we have formation help, and it's available to everybody. People will message me and especially another guy, Fire Monk. He's really the whiz when it comes to these lineups. He's the type of guy that will figure out or try and figure out the formula that you guys have used to calculate the damage, and he'll write it out and try and figure it out. So I don't know how many lineups the two of us have helped with over the years, but there's definitely been quite a lot. So we've never been the strongest alliance power-wise, but the people that we do have are absolutely amazing, and their lineups are good. So fighting together as one unit is definitely the key. You don't necessarily have to be the strongest, but if you all work together and move as a group, that's really when you'll start succeeding in these battles. So having good lineups and good people definitely helps a lot, but it's more the coordination that's going to win these fights for you. If you can get everybody online at the same time and move through an area, remove the bases, remove any troops, you can do a lot of damage with just 50, 60 guys as long as you're coordinating them well.
Moving on, because we talked about battle, we talked about strategy and formations. I know that the community is also like a big deal for you, or like a special thing for you. How was it at the beginning, and how has the community evolved within this maybe 1 year, 1.5 years?
Well, at the beginning, there was only really two main alliances. There was just us and our opponent. So we all kind of joked around amongst each other, but there was only a handful of key guys that were always on. So we always kind of chatted with each other, and we all became friends that way. And then as the game grew, so did our alliances, and so did all these good people that we kept finding. So it's definitely, I'm almost shocked at how things have changed for us. We never had a Discord when we started out, so if there was a war, you just hoped that people were online because there was no other way to get them. And then once we got into Entropy starting and Giga became a bit bigger, that's when we got Discord going, and that's when things started to get a little bit better for us, because I have quite a few people that have been with me ever since. So I'd love to name all of them, but there's too many and I'm afraid to leave anybody out, so I won't. But they know who they are. And then the season after that, I guess it would be the second season, that's when we gained a whole bunch of our new players as well. And Vic, she has taken our Discord to a whole new level, and I feel like that's another thing that has kept Giga at the top. We have a lot of social pages in there, just like the Entropy Discord. It's nice and busy, and everyone's socializing and having a good time. So finding these few key people that have really just taken us to the next level over the years has really changed things for us. We're always very social in game, but with the Discord as well, we just hop on, joke around, we share pictures of stuff we're doing, and it's really just become a big family environment. It's amazing how it's evolved over the year. I think back to when it was just 10 or 12 of us going off to fights if we were online to everything that we have now. It's pretty amazing to see, and I'm kind of amazed that it's happened to us. I don't know how, but yeah, these people really are good, and they've transformed us into something quite special.
I think, again, I can only repeat, I think you did a few things right. Like, otherwise it wouldn't have been Giga to survive all these years and changes, you know?
Yeah, we've really done well for ourselves, and yeah, I can't thank these guys enough. They really are a good crew.
Cool. I also feel like, so obviously I'm not on your Alliance Discord, I can't tell about that, but I also feel like on the one we're doing on our Discord server that there's a lot of help for newcomers, which is super nice to see. Like, a lot of the people that have been playing for a while jump in, answer questions, give advice, and really train the new ones, because this, honestly, it's not the easiest game to learn. So I feel like that's also a great like community spirit, right?
It really is. There's a lot of little ins and outs and stuff like that that you need to watch out for when you're making a lineup. And I can't speak for the other alliances. I'm going to assume it's similar as well. But yeah, everyone kind of jumps in and helps. There's a few obvious ones that are working really well this season, like Ahmed and Summer and stuff like that. But yeah, everyone really does band together. And even in region chat, the landing zone chat as well, people will ask for lineup assistance there, which was another great ad for this season, actually, just to be able to help people in game like that. We were only able to help them before through Discord, and they would send us screenshots of all the stuff that they had, and then we'd try and put a lineup together for them there. But being able to do it in game has made a world of a difference. And I've seen 5-6 lineups being sent out after someone asked for a request. So to see everybody helping like that, I've seen different alliances doing bugs together even, so that they could kill a level 16 together. So to see everyone kind of working together like that, it really is great. And to think about the center battle, I had between 600 and 700 troops in the center to take it over. And then we probably had about that number fighting on the front lines as well to keep the other alliances out of the front while we took the center. So to think about that many people all working together for just this season was amazing to me. I can't believe the numbers.
Yeah, it's insane. It's true. What you're saying about the different alliances slaying the bugs together, I also had it like recently, happened to me the first time, and I'm like, okay, is this guy gonna attack me, or what's happening? Yeah. And then without any communication, it's like, oh, you're going, I'm jumping in. I'm like, yeah, oh, okay, that was unexpected. Like, yeah. Super cool, definitely.
And I know a lot of the alliance leaders, including myself, and a lot of the guys just in game, they won't attack somebody that's doing a behemoth. We like going to war, we like fighting with people, but we'll never get in the way of someone trying to level like that. So it's kind of an unwritten rule throughout our server anyway, that you don't attack players doing behemoths. You at least wait till they're done at the very least, let them get their resources. But that's one other great thing about this community is they love to fight, but they also want people to have fun. So if anyone tries to start kind of bullying the server, they get removed awful quickly. Everyone kind of gets together and takes them out. So it really is an amazing community that way. They all work together and just make sure it's fun for everybody, as much as we can anyway.
Thanks a lot, Colt, for the first ever Entropy player interview. You're gonna be remembered for that, I guarantee.
I'm glad I could be a part of it. Yeah, and I'll send you over some pictures and stuff of all the stuff we've been up to over in GIGX, and yeah, hopefully it's some good content for you guys too. We appreciate all the stuff you guys have been doing too. You and your moderators are great. Samia's been great help. All of the other moderators too. Anytime I've had questions, you guys are all over it. So we do appreciate you guys at the same time.
Thank you, man. Much appreciated. Shout out to the mod squad. Also, great people. Really, it's
really
fun to
are,
work
yeah.
with them. Honestly.
They're a good group. You lucked out there for sure.
Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot. You have a good day. I think it's more or less just starting in Canada, and we'll see you on the server soon.
Yeah, for sure. Sounds good. It was nice chatting with you.
That's it for the first round. Now, if you want to learn more about the game, make sure to join the official Discord. I'll see you next time.